What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the PondCast by Webs Online. My name is Justin Skaggs, and we happen to have one of the best resources at our disposal, and that is Joe from Webs Online. That is the lead pond technician, and he happens to be one of the best minds in pond-related knowledge. So if you want something hyper-specific, you can go to like a Carolyn Wise from Microlift. But if you want to start asking kind of like obscure questions with scenarios involved and all these different intricate parts, there's no one better to talk to than somebody who's seen it all and been in the industry for so long. So let's go over to my conversation with Joe from Webs Online. All right, guys, we are back with another familiar face. We got Joe, the lead pond technician here at Webs Online. Joe, what I want to do is start answering some of the actual pond questions that come in from the customers, because sometimes you guys actually give us some of the best topics. And this is a really interesting one. I'll paraphrase and you can jump into it. Basically, you got a phone call from somebody who needed to re-acclimate their fish to a pond but didn't have any bags handy, or in a little bit of a pinch, you know. Right. And that's what the technicians at Webs Water Gardens are here for. Yeah. If you guys find yourself in, I think this would classify as an emergency situation.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, the fish are already out of the pond. You have no choice. You don't have anything to do. Yeah. So what did you tell that customer?
Yeah. So basically, the phone call started as, I have a holding tank, I'm cleaning the pond, the fish are out, they're in that holding tank, I'm refilling the pond, I don't have any bags, how do I acclimate these fish in the holding tanks to the temperature in their new pond? And it's actually a pretty simple answer, but you may not ever think of it. The easiest solution is take that holding tank, take a pump, drain it halfway, and then actually take the garden hose you're filling the pond with and fill that holding tank with a conditioner. Let that fill, let that sit, you know, if you have your pump in there or an air pump. Let that sit for a couple hours, and then do that one more time, drain it halfway, fill it back up, and then your fish are fully acclimated to that new water temperature that you're filling from the garden hose.
You know what I like about that is it actually stages things. So, you know, you're getting rid of half the water the first time, so that brings the temperature 50% of the way, and then when you do it again, for all intent and purposes, it brings it the rest of the way.
It is such a simple answer that it's just always overlooked.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, some of the people out there were probably even thinking like, well, can you float the holding tank inside the pond or anything of that nature?
Yeah.
Or just, you know, do I leave and go get plastic bags?
Yeah.
But I think these are the kind of questions that come over the phone lines that a lot of people will find themselves in, and I think this is the, you know, the interesting medium to do that. So what's the standard way to acclimate your fish back into a pond? I mean, while we're on the subject, like what are the, you know, you mentioned conditioner, what's the protocol when you're not in an emergency situation?
With any conditioner, sure, but there's really nothing standard when it comes to ponds. It's just, it's honestly all over the board. Everyone has their own opinion, but for the most part, a lot of customers will actually go out, buy heavy-duty plastic bags, an oxygen tank, and in all honesty, it's just not that important for your average backyard pond owner. Okay.
So you would suggest that if you have a holding pond, this actually not only being a fix for this customer, this actually might be a general standard operating procedure. You don't see anything negative or lesser in doing it this way that you just said to this customer, as you know?
Really not. And oftentimes those customers with those plastic bags will float the bags, but they're forgetting about the sun that's actually hitting them. So it almost turns into a greenhouse environment. So that water inside that plastic bag heats tenfold. So if you're not thinking about that, make sure, if you are doing it, I should say, cover that plastic bag with cardboard, and now a kitchen towel, something to block that sunlight.
Yeah, I guess they're in kind of like this tiny little boiling hamster wheel if you don't pay attention.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, there you guys go. You know, maybe consider employing this, and if you guys do employ this while you're, you know, doing maybe a partial water change or something of that nature, definitely reach out to us and let us know what your experience was. And if you have any questions, you guys can always give Joe a call right here at Webs Online, and we'll have you back to answer some more of these questions on the next podcast.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, well, thank you so much for watching this episode. We will have Joe back to answer some more questions that actually came right from you guys. And send all of your questions to PondCast at Webs Online. Until next time, take care and enjoy your pond.